Back for week 2, best bets. Chris, he's late as usual. I gave him a 2-minute buffer, but we got to get this guy to show up on time because I'm a timely piece of shit. So we're gonna review our week 1 best bets. Overall, technically we went 4-4, so not that great. I guess technically it was 3-4 since Cheese and I were both on FSU, which that was a nice one to end the week on. So I went 2-1, got my ass bent over by North Texas. That one hurt bad. Didn't feel good. But came back with the next two. So I'll take it. I'll take it coming into week 2 here. Joey, you got anything to say about yours?
So I actually don't even remember everything I gave out. I know my best
2 on the pod. Florida State and I think he gave out Tulane plus 6.5.
No, I bet against Tulane and they beat me. That's right. I gave out South Bama.
That's right.
Yeah. So Florida State was my best bet for the week. I gave out Florida State money line plus 130 and Florida State plus 2.5. And I believe my exact wording was Florida State was going to fucking bury LSU. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. We'll just say we hit the nail on the head there. Best bet was a winner. Ended up with a small winning week. Nothing crazy, but I believe my leans on the show, I gave out Utah, said I leaned Utah, and there was another one. But official plays 1 for 2. Yeah, 1 for 2 with official plays and smacked my best bet. So best bet starts off 1-0.
Yeah. What about you, Dookie? Duke's showing up here. We got him raring to go.
I was 1-2, right? I think I had Wyoming plus 14. Was nice. Would have been nice to sprinkle on that money line, but my other couple doggies didn't come through. So a little slow start, but you guys pick me up a little bit, like the dads do. Hopefully we come out nice and strong this week.
Yeah. So hopefully Cheese and Hazmat here get some regression in the positive. And we got Chase here joining us today. He's one of my friends. We like talking gambling a lot. We've actually been pretty hot. I don't know, Chase, what are we, like 4-1, 5-1? I feel like
we just pretty good the last couple of weeks. So
yeah.
Did Kansas just fumble at the goal line? Am I the only one watching? Sorry, am I the only one watching this?
Yeah, I'm not watching.
I got it on game.
I see 3rd and 15 for Illinois. So
yeah, we just punted, but now we have the ball 1st and goal at the 5.
Perfect.
Unless my phone's off. That's
good live pod news.
Sorry, unless my phone's all fucked up. Go ahead, Chad.
All right, so we digress. Carry on. If you recall where we're at.
Oh, I don't recall where we were at. I know we've been
we've been texting. He's been doing great at totals. I've been on record. I'm terrible at over unders, but Chase has been pointing me in the right direction for some good unders. Had me hit a pretty good one in Boston in that Notre Dame game, which was hurtful because Hazmat and another one of our buddies was on the over. But yeah, I'm looking forward to having him on this show. Hopefully fairly regularly, as scheduling applies. But, without further ado, Mr. Cheese, I'm going to let you go since you went first last week. We'll start off with our best bets. Even if they overlap, we're just going to
I'm going to say my best bet for the end of the show.
All right.
The big reveal.
Yeah, so
the bomb.
I'll give it out then.
I'm just gonna keep this sweet, man. Fucking this game ain't in fucking prime time. 12:00 noon Eastern Standard Time. Nebraska beats the shit out of fucking Colorado. All right? I don't want to fucking hear it.
Oh, that's not your best bet?
That is not my best bet. Oh. But I'm telling you right now, all this hype around Sanders and fucking primetime Dion fucking talking. Travis Hunter should have the fucking Heisman at his house, and we miss him on this 50-yard touchdown. He should already be the winner. All this fucking hype. I think Colorado is absolutely fucking trash. They don't play defense. That offense ain't going to continue to do what they did versus a garbage-ass TCU defense. I think playing a real Big Ten team this weekend, I think Nebraska controls the clock, runs the ball down their throat, and I think Nebraska wins this game. I got Nebraska early in the week. I gave it out on my Twitter at Joey Cheese at 3.5, I believe on Monday or Tuesday. I know I bet it super early. I'm seeing some 2.5s now, a couple juiced +3s.
I saw it go back to 2.5.
Yeah, I'm looking at the screen now. I see a 3 at -115, and a bunch of 2.5s at -110. But I gave it out on Twitter X earlier in the week. I think Nebraska, Matt Rule, I think they figure it out this week after all the turnovers versus Minnesota. And I think it's a rude awakening in Colorado. I think Nebraska comes out with the dub. Yeah, so it's not my best bet for the week, but it is a strong play for me. And I expect Nebraska to get the dub here.
Chase, I know you like them too.
Yeah, I mean, Nebraska is going to be on my radar. I look at it, if you just took two teams last week, Nebraska was a 7.5-point favorite. And if you just put a blind thing over both teams and said, here's what the line was last week, here's what the line is this week, I would ask, was there a plane crash? Did a bus hit a building? Like, how the hell did the line move 10, 12 points? Like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. I also think they got a lot of credit for beating a TCU team that is wildly different than last year. TCU is not anywhere near as good as they were last year, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Losing Max Duggan and Quentin Johnson to the NFL draft is obviously going to hurt your offensive performance. So to me, that's a no-brainer. Wouldn't be my best bet either, just because there's going to be so many eyeballs on it. So many goofy things going on with that. You've got however many new players for Colorado. So we don't really know how to assess Colorado real well. We need a little more data on them. But at the same time, like blind test, you would obviously play a line move that far one direction week to week.
Yeah, what Deion brought in 55 guys in the transfer portal?
Some absurd number.
Something fucking absurd. I don't think this is a very good spot for this Colorado team. As much as this is like a play on Nebraska for me, it is equally, if not more, a play against garbage ass fucking Colorado.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think Colorado's necessarily bad, or I don't think Deion's necessarily doing the wrong things. I just think it's wild to expect this kind of success this quick.
I think all of my plays are just simply overreaction. Like I'm on Nebraska +3 as well, and it's basically what you said. Line went from +7 to even -3.5 at one point. So for me, I mean, we might have talked about it because it's like TCU. I don't think they were that good. I mean, they lost half their starters from a year ago. They lost half their starters on defense and some big playmakers, as you mentioned, Dugan and Johnson on offense, as well as others. And I do think Colorado deserves some respect. Like, I think they are better than people thought they would be, but to have an overreaction of 10 points is pretty absurd. Like that. In a lot of these lines, like already the trend is in our favor. So maybe it's due for regression. Who knows? But
we have sports books reporting that the handle on this Colorado Nebraska game is higher than the entire NFL slate.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy.
That is wild.
More than any NFL team, which is
okay, yeah,
very rare.
Either way, like that's absolutely wild for a
it's
12 o'clock noon kickoff. It's not even like a standalone game.
Exactly. It's not like a primetime game. This is 9 a.m. Pacific. Like what the fuck?
One thing I'm keeping an eye on with Colorado too the rest of the year, they've got 3 or 4 guys that basically their entire offense and defense revolves around 1 or 2 injuries, and this team's going to go to shit in a hurry. So, I think one thing, the hype machine's going to keep them up as far as the lines. They're going to keep getting public money. But if you get Travis Hunter or Sanders or somebody gets dinged up and misses a week, that they're not going to look anywhere near the same team, even if they do look better than we think they're going to early in the year. One injury, they have no depth.
Yeah, right.
I don't even think their starters are any good outside the 2 guys you mentioned.
They got a good running back.
Cheese, is Nebraska going to look like Georgia?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, like this is like one of those spots where like when I gave out Georgia alternate up to like 35 and they won by 50.
I love how all of us like them, but nobody wants to make them their best bet though.
I just didn't make it my best bet. I love Nebraska. I didn't give it as my best bet because I posted it on Twitter earlier in the week. I wanted to save something for the show.
Gotcha.
I'm hazmat. I'll make it my best bet. Fuck it.
There you go.
It's disgusting.
I mean, Chris, you got anything to add on this? I mean, is there anything left to say?
I mean, the only thing I think of is I know Chase mentioned like we a lot of people are looking at what the line would have been or whatever, but let's just say that Colorado loses by 7 or 10, right? Let's say they don't win outright. This line is probably still way different. So it's like even if they made a good showing but came up short, it's still probably maybe like a pick'em or Nebraska slightly favored. But since they actually went and won outright, and now we're getting that even 4 or 5 more points of value. Even though if they made a great showing, everyone goes, "Damn, Colorado looks fucking good." So I don't know. I mean, this is just even my buddy. I sent Cheese a text. How my buddy is like, "Dude, they're the real deal. They've got the 55 transfers. Dude, Dion's the shit." He said they win by 11 or something. Cheese sent us everybody on Twitter 10-point win, 20-point win, 15-point win. I mean, 93% of the handle I'm hearing, but the fucking line went from 3.5 down to 2.5 when everybody and their mom is what else do you
Dude, know? Benson at Circa opened it at 5. He was like, it was only there for like, 5 minutes before it went back down to 3.5.
And everybody there is just going to put them in a parlay or a bet, and it's like, and they don't mind giving them a better line and go, "Oh, I can get less than a field goal. Give me 2.5."
Somebody knows something.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, I mean, I think we all just went over one of our plays. So, Joey, lead off with your number 2.
Oh, you want my best bet?
You just have 2 again?
I only have 2 this week. Yeah.
Okay, well, here, we'll save it, Chris. What about your second play?
Who, Chase or me?
No, you, Chris.
I'm gonna go with the home dog that my mom is on. It's in her money line parlay. It's something that our Oriental Asian friends love most. Rice. We're going to go with them at home. It's a very fucking close. They're right there in Houston. They'd love nothing more than to knock them off. I said it last week. I rode you guys. I was leaning UTSA, and I jumped off and said, fuck that. This is a Houston play. They ended up pulling it out. I said I love Houston as a dog. I hate laying points with Holkerson and that team, and they never seem to come through when they're supposed to win. Rice is scrappy. They played. It looks like they got beat up by Texas, but Texas is legit. I think they really want to win this. You're catching 8.5, 9, all the 60, 70% of the tickets on Houston, but the line's not budging. I'm going to go with Rice I know it's not. People say it's not a home stadium because Houston will probably have just as many people because it's 2 miles away, whatever. I'm going to take it. They can lose by a touchdown, and I get it. I think Houston went all out against UTSA last week, so go Rice, man. I'll take the home Owls.
Yeah, this wasn't even a game like I looked at until I saw until Kelly told us she played it. But yeah, I absolutely agree. I think it's the right side.
Yeah, I never looked at it.
Most games when you get teams that are close together like that, it's like a Duke UNC game. Like regardless of how shitty one team is and how good the other team is, it's going to be close.
They always show up, right?
Yeah, there you got within miles. Yeah.
Whatever Rice has, you're going to get their best shot.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. I'll probably follow. I mean, I basically follow all your plays because I'm a degenerate and I like winning and losing together. Chase, how about you? What's your second play?
My second play would be Oklahoma State -3. Nobody's going to like this game for the most part because it's a road favorite, and I get it. But Arizona State announced the day before their season started that they are going to do a self-imposed bowl ban. Every senior on that team has got to be absolutely livid that they weren't allowed to hop in the transfer portal. So the idea that you've got a new coach, Herm Edwards is out, you got an entirely new scheme, new offense, new everything, and anybody that was remaining from the team from last year has a bad taste in their mouth because now they're playing for nothing the rest of the year. So I can't imagine them showing up too strong, even at a home game. Oklahoma State still got Mike Gundy. They're still going to be better coached. I know they're down this year, but it's only 3 points. Arizona State won by a field goal last week against Southern Utah. Like, I don't think their heart's in it this year. Would not shock me to see Mike Gundy do a Mike Gundy thing and just run it up.
Yeah, and it's funny you actually brought them up. I have them on my long list, if you will. And I was looking at that, and I kind of wanted to hear what everyone might say because I was like, is Arizona State just that poopy? But, like, I actually feel like Oklahoma State's probably going to win by double digits, like maybe even push it to 20. Like, this might be the all-line special of the week.
Yeah, like I honestly didn't even look that far into Arizona State's roster. Like, full disclosure, it's not like I've done some like in-depth analysis. It's just I can't. They're college kids. You announced that all these kids that are seniors that hung around after Herm Edwards left. Anybody that was left over on that team, and it's not like they're a powerhouse in football, so they didn't get a great recruiting class to come in with a new coach. I just don't see how they're going to be very competitive this year. And I think Oklahoma State's probably getting the smallest line they could possibly hope to get against a team like this. And I think it's a lot of the lines just kind of based on perception more than what reality is.
Yeah, no, I like it. You're definitely going to get me to pop on that. Let's see. I guess I'll go for my second play. Actually, I think I'm going to have 4 this week, but I'll just give out 3 and save one for maybe Saturday when I'm boarding the plane. I'm debating, but I think I'll save my best bet for last then too. I really like Baylor plus 7.5, and I think it's even up to plus 8. A lot of money on Utah. Quarterback questions on both sides, but for me, I'm going to keep this very simple. It's going to get to 100 degrees in the second half. I think Baylor's going to keep it within a touchdown. I mean, I can see them winning it outright because in the second half, like if you've never played in heat, you're going to be gasping for air. You're going to get dehydrated, whether there's humidity or not. I actually prefer humidity. I think I get more drained with less humidity. But they're not really used to playing in that. And again, I think they're just going to be trying to play that physical football that they played against Florida, get out of the game healthy, get Rising. I don't know why. If they play Rising, I don't know why. I don't feel like they need him to win this game, but I like Baylor to keep it within 7. Utah probably wins this thing by 3 or 4, but I'm going to take Baylor in the points. I think it's way too many.
I texted you guys Monday when CT Betts told me Shapen was going to be out for a couple weeks, and it was like the backup quarterback. Like, he's like, I'm confident in him. Kid's even better. He should have won the job over the spring. Baylor was on my list. I mean, it's a game I'm probably going to end up being on, just following you guys and, my lean being that way.
I mean, I think I booked that Saturday night or Sunday. No, Chase, I booked it. I made most of these bets Sunday night when we were drinking. Like, most of these bets I've had since Sunday night in, just looking at the lines. And my best bet, like, everyone's going to be like, fuck you, Kyle. Like, I can't even get that line. So, it's a loss because of CLV.
I mean, if the trend continues.
True. Yeah. Regression, baby. Goes both ways.
It's got to happen.
All right, let's get to our best bets. It's what everybody came here for.
Duke, what do you got?
Oh, going with Dookie.
Oh, man. I mean, I don't know. I'm just going to – this is a scary one. I heard there's a little bit of sharp money on the other side, but the line hasn't moved. I'm a stubborn motherfucker. And I kind of want to do SMU, but I'm going to go with another home dog. The Broncos of Boise State got absolutely demolished by Washington last week, but that score got a little bit away from them. They're within 9. They scored 21, 28 unanswered, so it looks like they got smashed. And, UCF played Kent State, and they beat them by 50. So you're looking at a team that lost by 30 and a team that won by 50. Yet UCF is only laying 3.5 on the road. Boise's going to be ready for this shit in Albertson Stadium with that fucked up field. And 7 o'clock Pacific time, UCF is going to feel like 10 p.m. for their asses. I'm seeing at least 60-70% of the action on UCF. Give me the home pups. Go Dogs. Go Boise. Let's see if we can get some more poop.
I like it.
And are you bringing back the poopy 6-pack this week?
Yes, the poopy 6-pack. It's going to be – I advise to stay away or put on the gas mask because it's going to be disgusting.
So for our listeners and viewers and viewers throughout the next couple of days, are these 3 plays going to be in your poopy 6-pack, or will only maybe 1 or 2?
Oh yeah, Nebraska. That has to be, and then I'm probably gonna have some of your guys' plays too. I think I know where Cheese is going with his best bet. That has to be in there after an outright.
Has to be.
Outright. Yeah. So I'm gonna have. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be. I was gonna maybe even do Cal. Fucking piss. If someone doing Cal, I think against Auburn, that line's going down. But I'm interested to see what you guys are your last few are.
Chaz, you have a best bet for us, dude?
I do. San Diego State. They're catching 2.5 touchdowns or over 2 touchdowns at home. I stayed up to watch the UCLA game last week. They have no idea who they're going to play at quarterback. Chip Kelly still hasn't made a decision. The guy that looked the best was a true freshman. He's going to be prone to making mistakes. San Diego State's got a great defense. They're not going to give up a lot of points. Typically, I think that totals in the mid 40s. So you're somehow going to win by over 2 touchdowns with a total in the mid 40s. Doesn't make a lot of sense. They play tough at Snapdragon too. So I would say that's definitely my best bet of the week.
Nice.
That UCLA team is bad. I think we were on Duke. Did you ride that last weekend late night in the group chat
for Duke?
No, I was leaning Coastal Carolina plus the 14 and the hook. I know it landed 14. It was a weird, kind of landed right there on the number.
UCLA looked fucking awful.
They lost a ton this last year in the draft too. I mean, really key components on that side of the ball. Their offense is going to look entirely different than it did last year.
I like that. I like that, Chase, because you think about it. They if the Ohio quarterback doesn't get hurt, maybe they look like shit against them. And then they kind of snuck by Idaho State. Everyone's probably like, what the fuck? You won by 8 against Idaho State, who you were like a 20-point favorite. And so I kind of like that. That line's inflated too. Was it like 13, 12, 13, and now it's driven up to 14. San Diego State, they don't get to play, huge Power 5 conference teams too often, but maybe they step up and try to play hard here.
That's the only side I would look at there too, for sure.
Yeah. I was looking at that side. I just don't know what we have in UCLA yet. So I passed, but like I said, I'm going to play all our plays. So let's go 12-0, guys, so I win money.
If it moves, you can bet on it.
All right, Mr.
T-Mark, you want me to give my best? What's your best bet? You can go.
Man, you really want to wait till the end. I hope you get it in before the 30 minutes because I'm ending it right at 30.
Let's hear it.
For our next broadcast. So Ole Miss on the road, another road fave. I got a -6. Instantly, the next day it was -7. I think now it's even 7.5 or 8. It might even be 8.5. It's just been kind of going up. It looks kind of a square fave, and it does go against my 4th play, which is an Applebaum system. So, Chris, you probably already know what that other play is. So 2 ranked teams, blah, blah, blah. I just think Tulane's overrated. I know they beat USC last year, blah, blah, blah. They had a great season. A lot of people expected them to lose last week, and they didn't, and they looked really good. I do like their quarterback in Pratt, but that's about all I like. In Ole Miss, let me put it this way. Before USC got Caleb Williams, I was in love with Jackson Dart. I was so excited to watch him carry that team to whatever. And then Caleb came into the transfer portal. This kid's fucking good. Like, he is really good. And paired with Lane Kiffin, they're going to put up a lot of points. I hope for you guys you can get this somehow around 7. I still think they're going to probably win this game by 10, but like it's really hard for me to say, yeah, go ahead and do it. Go put all your money on it. Play it small. But I mean, for me, getting that -6, like I just absolutely unloaded on it. And a little bit of beer in me.
I asked you guys about it earlier this week. I'm glad you pulled the trigger. I think I asked you guys who likes that, and then I remember you saying,
yeah.
I was like, who's on this? Because no, I don't think it's an Apple play, Kmart. I think you might be thinking about the home ranked.
Is that all it is? Maybe I just inverted it.
Yeah, this is a road ranked team laying points. It's only the home, so you're fine. You're fine.
I absolutely fucking love it. I told Duke on Monday, I absolutely loved Ole Miss. I was like seconds away from firing it. It was -6.5 on my site. Passed out, drunk.
So we should tease it with the Washington Commanders then, right?
Yeah, for sure. I passed out on my couch like 10 o'clock at night without putting it in, woke up in the morning and it was -7.5, and I was so fucking pissed. I missed the 6.5 and haven't played it. And I mean, it's the only way I would look in this game. I mean, I think Ole Miss fucking destroys them. But the fact that I didn't get the best of the number really bothered me. And didn't want to lay the extra point.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I mean, there's no one I love betting on more than Lane Kiffin. I never feel like I'm out of the game. He's going to score a gazillion points no matter what. So I love that, but I really want to get it at 7 or less.
Yeah, I'm checking right now what my book has it because I haven't checked. Last time I saw it I think it was 8.
Mine was 7.5 -115.
I saw 7.5 this morning.
Yep.
It's down to 7, guys. So if you're watching, I'd say book it because if I like them to win by 6, clearly I like them to win by at least 7. So I'm all for that. I'll probably even post -7 since that's what you can get at the time of the show. I'll still be comfortable with that, making it my best bet.
Bring us home.
Right. Without further ado.
Cheese.
Yeah, so Duke, I believe you guys know where I'm going with my best bet. So we are going to go to prime time Saturday night. I am going to take the Red Raiders +6.5. Texas Tech. We all saw what happened last week. Came out with that big lead, ended up blowing it. End up losing that game. Lost in double overtime as 2 touchdown favorites at Wyoming after that big lead early in the game. Texas Tech quarterback Tyler Shaw, right? Duke, that's what we decided. It's
Suge Knight.
It's Shuggy Shaw or whatever the fuck it is. Transfer, Oregon transfer. A big revenge spot for him going back playing Oregon. He had a good game last week. He went 31 for 47, 350 yards in the air, 3 tutties and an INT. Texas Tech, I read something earlier that really made me look closer at him. I didn't realize that Texas Tech is the number 1 team in the country for going for it on 4th down. I'm a huge fan of that. I'm a huge fan of just saying fuck it and go for it. Don't punt the ball. Anywhere near the 50, just, with an offense like that, you can score on 1 play. I'm a huge fan of this Texas Tech offense. So yeah, I mean, they, second-year wide receiver, Duran Bradley had a great game last week, 8 for 88 with a tutty. Senior wide receiver Miles Price went 6 for 70 with a tutty. This is a team that I think Texas Tech could move the ball through the air on Oregon. Everyone knows Oregon can score points, right? I mean, everyone's expecting this 75-72 type of fucking game. But I think if anyone matches up well with Oregon, I think it's Texas Tech. They run the ball well. They throw the ball exceptionally well. They run the most plays in college football. Yeah, I mean, all I've been hearing all week is what Oregon did last week, right? They beat up on was Portland State. I think they beat the shit out of them, like 80-7 or 81-7 was the final. But this Oregon defense is absolutely fucking trash. I mean, they gave up 150 yards rushing. This Texas Tech team, I think they could run the ball down their throat, open it up over the top. The Oregon front seven is absolutely fucking garbage. Like most defenses in the Pac-12, like fucking USC, Colorado, the rest of the fucking scum trash on the West Coast.
Shots fired.
Yeah. So
he thinks he's coming back on the show.
Yeah. Listen, like with Texas Tech, man, like Texas Tech was a home underdog twice last year under Joey McGuire. And Red Raiders won both those games outright as home underdogs. They beat Oklahoma 51-48 as 2-point underdogs. And they beat Texas 37-34 as 7-point underdogs at home. So Texas Tech is a team I am looking to play catching points. We know Kelly loves it. We've been talking about it all week in the group chat. I know Duke loves it. I know Kmart said he was in. Texas Tech, this is a game I fully expect them to win. I sprinkled the money line also, but my best bet for the week is the Texas Tech Red Raiders plus 6.5. I think this Oregon team is fucking fraudulent.
Hope you're right. Chris, what was your gesture about?
Like he said, Duke loves it. It's like, what's there not to love? They just lost outright as a double-digit road favorite. Oregon just won fucking 80-0. I mean, or 17, whatever the F it was. So, I mean, this is like, everybody's looking like, what? All you have to do is win by 7? Texas Tech sucks. So, I mean, this is obviously, like we mentioned earlier, it's gonna be in the poopy 6-pack. So,
I was on Wyoming last week with you, so I watched that game, and no part of that in the first 2 quarters did Wyoming look even remotely competitive.
Looked dead.
I was like, this does not look like I picked the right side. So, I mean, if they play anything remotely close to the first couple quarters they didn't Laramie, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Do we want to go over the Texas Bama game for a couple minutes? I feel like people might like it.
And
we can go for it. I don't care.
Yeah, we can spend a couple minutes on it. I mean, that's my fourth play. Is I don't like betting on either one of these schools, but Alabama -7. Like I'm so tired of the Texas is back. Like they were never back. Sark is scum. He's gonna get drunk with the co-eds again. I don't think that ever stopped. But in all seriousness, Alabama took a step back last year. They've taken a step forward this year. They have a quarterback again that is going to be even better than Bryce Young and lead this offense. They're just fully loaded on both sides of the ball. And it wasn't really their offense that let them down last year. It was their defense. And their defense this year is what's going to be able to stop Texas. And Texas, is out Bijan Robinson. So that's why I like them. Pretty simple, like pretty basic stuff, but I'm not a big fan of Brock Ewers. And I think he even got hurt in that game. I can't remember which one it was, but people come back with that. But I don't think there's a drop-off between either quarterback. And in college, there's not going to be at most universities. Like at a school like Texas, most of these guys are 5-star quarterbacks. Like,
I think Texas is the second best team in the country behind Florida State.
That's just crazy. Why?
Well, so take the 7, you
pussy. Why? You can't just say that and have no reason.
Take the 7, you pussy.
I mean, what? But Bama's absolutely fucking loaded on both sides of the ball. I mean, it's not a secret. Like we don't need to. We don't.
If you think
what, deep dive into their fucking roster,
they're not playing money line.
They have like fucking 11 fucking 5-star recruits on their fucking team. Like that start on both sides of the ball.
So how is Texas the second best team if
No, Bama's the second best team in the country.
Oh, you misspoke.
My bad. I've been drinking since fucking 5 o'clock. My bad. Yeah, I think Bama's the second best team in the country behind
5 o'clock.
State.
It's 9 o'clock his
I would-
time, so it's been 4 hours.
I'm ready for bed.
I would temper myself a little bit on Alabama and some of that stuff. The recruiting class thing kind of all went wonky. So like during COVID, nobody went and actually watched any of the games. And I think now if you commit to Georgia, Alabama, LSU, Texas, you just start getting bumped up in stars. Oh, they were a 3-star, now they're a 4-star now. So I'm holding a little bit of a reservation on a couple of those teams until you show me something on the field. I think the recruiting classes just don't mean quite as much anymore, and it's kind of what they're wanting to do to keep them highly ranked. And then Alabama's allowed to play a cupcake schedule for a few weeks. They don't have to play anybody to prove they're any good. So I don't know. I guess I lived in Missouri too long. I lived in the show me state. You got to show me something. I'm not going to just believe it on.
We'll find out at 7:30 Saturday night if Bama's any good.
I'm just going to go under. I know I hate the line move. I'm not going to take a bad line. It was probably 57, 58. It's down to 53 and a half. But hey, look at last night. I was on the under, right? Cheesy. It went from 56 down to 53. Easy, cheesy. I think we saw Bama score 57 last week. Texas scored 37. Everyone goes, what these guys can't each score. I mean, you're telling me 31-20 is 31-24 is a winner? Free money, right? Like you're telling me each team can't get to close to 28. I don't know. I think it's going to be like last year. I think maybe Nick Saban's going to just want to just get this win, grind it out, maybe, run it down Texas' throat. Hopefully they do the same. I lean under, but who am I? I take USC under, so fuck me.
All right. Well, any closing thoughts?
Let's get some bread, man. Let's make some wins.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, what is that? Like 14, or I guess 12, because we all kind of had Nebraska in there. But yeah, I'll try to do a better job this week. Just post them all out. What we're all on, so everybody can fade or follow. And Chris, remind everybody what happens when you bet on poop.
What happens, Cheese? We
get shit on.
You get smoked by Kansas in the first half.
Yeah, you give up a touchdown with 43 seconds left instead of
we're within
21-7. It's 28-7 at halftime.
Oh my god!
I told Kmart earlier this game 3 years ago would have been dubbed the Kohler Bowl because there is nothing but shit coming out of those programs.
And that's a good one.
Actually, I should revisit your question, Kmart. I told you guys I'm on Indiana State plus 30. Is there any reason why Indiana goes from a 30-point dog to a 30-point fave, a 60-point flip? Indiana State's catching 30.5. It's 24-7, and Indiana State has the ball in Indiana territory. Keep it within 30. There's some poop for you, baby. I'm probably the only one that touched that one.
Hold your nose.
Mm-hmm.